Hi, this is Kim Peck at My Stamping Garage, and I'm going to show you how to make this card. This card actually uses one of my favorite new bundles in the new annual catalog. The 3D image with the bricks is called Brick and Mortar. That's a embossing folder. And then for the images, I actually used on page 81 in the new catalog, I used this Plentiful Plants bundle. Let me see if I can show you the bundle down here. And I actually just used the dies for this card, and I used the Designer Series paper that you can see up here. So that one is called Bloom Where You're Planted, and it is 12 by 12. And those dies actually match some of the little pots that are in that and some of the plants and things, which comes in very handy. This is card number 4 in my card kit for June, and it's nice that they have the designer paper matching because I can't sell pre-stamped images, and so I've just cut the design or the images from the Designer Series paper. So let me show you how we got this card made. You're going to start with your cinnamon cider, and that is an in color from last year. It will be available through this year, but will retire next April. And I can't find, oh, there it is. My bone folder. I'm going to fold that in half. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the inside piece in. Otherwise, sometimes I forget to do it. And then when I go to use the card, I don't have that white piece inside, and I have to go and put one. So it's nice to have it all done. Okay, now for the outside, I used the Brick and Mortar 3D embossing folder, and I hope you can see the texture. It does look like a brick wall. So we're going to put that down. And then for the fun part, we've got all these little plants. And your baggie will look like this. It'll have everything you need for the 3 cards. I'm going to take that one. Actually, I'll take that one because you can see the detail just a little better. And I'm going to use this one since on our sample I used the other plant. That way you'll get to see both. And then you're going to need your little gold pearls and one of these little pots. And this plant, this one was cut out of Garden Green cardstock, and I don't know if you can see, but it actually has embossing that happens when you use the die. And then this little pot came from the DSP as well. And this pot was just the cinnamon cider cardstock, so it was just cut using the dies as well. Okay, and then you should in your kit have 3 pearls for each card. 3 of the little ones, and then 1 big one for each card. So here are my big pearls. Well, if I can get them out. Okay, here are my big pearls. And so let's get started, and I'll show you how to finish this card. This piece, the macrame holder, was actually cut using our new linen paper. And the linen paper is nice because it does have adhesive on the back already. You will notice in most of your kits, I left the square around it because we couldn't get the backing to stay on it when we took it apart. And so we did it in the square so that you could just peel the piece off that you need. Okay, so I'm going to peel my backing off. And if those little pieces stick in there, just grab them out. Okay. And now I am going to actually put this on top of my little pot here. So I'm not going to pull it tight because otherwise it won't match up. That's probably the most difficult part of the card, but it's not really hard. So I just lined up the bottom of that holder to the bottom of my pot, and then just ran that up the edge of the planter, like so. And then before I put this down, I am going to put dimensionals on the back. So you're going to grab your dimensionals, and I'm actually just going to use one. One there. And then I'm also going to use one of the mini dimensionals, the white ones this time, since this is a white piece. And I've lost my mini dimensionals. They're here somewhere. Okay, well, I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have the mini ones. But the mini ones will look like these black ones did, just white instead of black. But if you don't happen to have those, you can just cut these dimensionals in half or whatever size you need them to be. And so I'm going to cut that a little bit again because I want it to stick behind the hole on this holder. I don't know if you can see that, but at the top, I put it on the back side of that holder so that that would stick up as well. I wanted to have some dimension when I hang this. And then I am going to place my plant on before I tuck it all down because it's hard to kind of lift those edges to get that secured otherwise. And with this, I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the front side because you are going to stick that down inside the pot a little bit. So I'm going to put it down about 1/4 inch, like so. And then, now that I think I took the sticky off. No, I didn't. So you're going to take the sticky part off from your dimensionals. And now you're ready to adhere this to your card. So I'm going to put it about 1 inch from this edge, the round part of the holder, about 1 inch in from the left edge. And I'm just going to adhere that down. And then I'm going to adhere, this pot down. And that gives some nice dimension. It looks like the plant is kind of hung in there and it's not just 1D. So there's that one. And then I am going to add my little pearls, and I like to use my pick tool for this. It is a fabulous tool, and you can just grab up whatever embellishment you want. So I'm going to put these small ones on here. And I just put those where the different pieces of the holder come together. And then the last one of the white, I'm going to use a large one and put that at the base of the holder. And then for the hook up here, you could leave it alone, but I actually wanted it to look like it's hung on something and not just sitting midair. So, and plus with that dimensional behind it, I kind of wanted to cover that. So I put one of our gold pearls right in the center there. So that side of our pot is all done. Now you're going to choose your saying. And if you're going to wait and do the saying later, at least kind of put this down where you think you're going to have this, and then put your pot down beside it. So I'll show you what to do if you don't want to add the saying right now. So just put it where you would normally put it. Don't adhere it down, and then just slide this pot underneath a little bit, like so. And for this part, I am going to put a small dimensional on the back, and I'm going to use the black again. Take the backing off. I think that's the hardest part sometimes. And then I am going to place just a little bit of adhesive right on that bottom edge of that plant. And I shouldn't have adhered this totally down, but the top is still able for me to pick it up. And I'm just going to pop that in there. And that way that plant also sticks up. If you wanted to, you could add some more adhesive or move your dimensional up a little bit and it wouldn't stick up so far. But then whenever you're ready to use the card, then you will go ahead and place your saying on dimensionals right here. So I'm going to choose something. Let me do hello, because it's kind of an all-purpose. And I'm just going to place that so that it overlaps the bottom of that pot just a little bit. And there's your finished card. So you'll see the differences in the plants a little bit between the sample and the one that we made. So that is your finished card. Thanks for watching.